Welcome in, everyone, to the X Challenge After Show. And today, Pamela and I, we're talking about X on the Beach, Season 5, Episode 6, Seeing is Believing. I believe that's in reference to what Danny saw tonight. And, yep, she's out of here. We want to give you guys some updates on what we are going to be covering. Today, we are going to be talking about, obviously, X on the Beach. We're also going to start talking about Real World Homecoming, New Orleans. They were there originally in 2000, and now they're back 22 years later, and it's an absolutely fantastic show, so we're going to cover that. And starting next week, we are going to be covering All Stars Season 3. We believe we're going to put that on the YouTube, and then we'll have Homecoming and X on the Patreon, and we'll go from there. Pamela, are you excited about all this stuff coming up?
I am really excited about All Stars 3. Like I can't contain myself. Very excited about that. And X on the Beach, I don't dislike. Like I enjoy watching it. I'm always like, like now I'm like, okay, I watched it last night at like 9:30, 10, and I already kind of don't remember anything. So it's definitely, it's not the most memorable show in the world. But Real World, I'm also excited to discuss just because I'm assuming we're on the same page. I
feel like it's hard not to be, and we're totally going to get into that about halfway through this after show here. Here's the thing about X on the Beach, and I don't. It happens every week to me. The way that they end each episode, and it's a smart move. They kind of get you hyped up as if something big is going to happen the next week. And then as Jenna says, we don't get the payoff though, because the way they ended this episode, not that I want to start from the end, but the way they end this episode, I guess we could, I have a conspiracy of what they should do. And if they did it, I think could be absolutely amazing. The people they have down, I want to just do my conspiracy from the top.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
You've got at the Totem of Terror, you get Darren. No, who gets Darren?
Yeah, Darren,
Bryce,
and Kara.
And Kira. They all get called down to the beach. We already know that Emily is definitely coming. They show her walking up at the beach. So Kira's ex is there. Therefore, David's gonna have some issues. They need to bring. This is the conspiracy. They need to bring an X for Bryce and an X for Darren all in the same episode. I know it'll be a little too convoluted possibly, and they can't cover the storylines. Who gives a shit? Bring them all in the house. I want triple the drama, and that might make the show more watchable. But I do have a feeling that I think they're just going to bring back the one. But they should bring them all. I'll bring 3 X's in there, because then Pretty Ricky's like, okay, now I have my X that I'm not talking to, and I have Darren in the house, but Darren's got another guy. Should I go start talking to Kat now? Boom, there's drama. And Bryce, he says he's into Nicole, but as soon as someone comes back that he might like, this dude's Bryce, popping on another boat with someone else. Who gives a shit?
He doesn't. I think it was hilarious. So my overall thoughts on this episode were, I stand corrected on Pretty Ricky. He's now turning out to be like the nicest guy in the house.
He is.
It's funny. Like I thought he was such a goober, and I think I just didn't like his hair. But now it's funny. I'm like, he seems. I take it all back. They seem genuinely. I like the way they speak about each other.
Yep.
That they feel like they can be themselves. I do think that's at least the most real relationship that we have in the house currently.
And I think healthy possibly too. Like, because there can be a real relationship in the house that's freaking messy as hell, and they fight all the time, but they really are in love, and they can't get enough of each other, but they treat each other kind of like crap, or they do. These people, Ricky and Darren seem to really enjoy each other's company and whatnot. So yeah.
And they're not also some of the couples that, like each other a lot are constantly all over. Like they seem like a real couple. It's like,
and let's be real here. If Ricky showed any interest in Kat, the producers would have shown it to us tonight. And they couldn't show us shit. There was nothing to show.
Right. That's what the drama. It's like, no, I'm not into her. I'm into you. Like it was that simple. And same with Nicole. It's like, yeah, no, there's nothing between us. And like, that was it. Like none of these things have panned out in terms of drama, which is fine. Bryce, the boat guy, my favorite, like definitely favorite part of the entire show was everyone going, this guy, his personality is he lives on a boat.
He lives on a
Like
boat.
that's it. That's his personality.
We've been bitching about it for a couple weeks now. The dude's got nothing going. Like he's not bringing anything to the table right now.
Nothing except creep now. Now I'm like, back off, man. She's not into you. Like how nicely can she say, I want to take it slow?
Right. And I'm glad that she said that, because this dude is totally driving in the fast lane. He's just trying to get some as quick as possible. And she's like, whoa, pump the brakes here. I don't even know who the hell you are. I know that you live on a boat just like everybody else. Let's try to dig a little bit deeper and see if you're more attracted to this than this. I mean,
no. And the answer is no. And
right.
I just think it's hilarious that the ex, who's supposed to be upset, is laughing because he's such a clown. Like Bryce is he's like,
Bryce,
I know Nicole's,
I know who Nicole is. She's not just gonna hook up with you, bro. Like I was friends with her for a long time.
She doesn't like you. Like you're like, you would never stand a chance anyway. It's like, okay,
It's like, I think producers were even, maybe Ray will get jealous if another guy's interested in Nicole. Nothing is paying off for these producers. They're trying really hard, but nothing's working. Oh, hey, maybe Caro and this girl will get in a fight. Oh no, Caro's out of the house. I mean, like, it's just like nothing's working for these guys and girls that are producing this show. And it's hilarious.
And also, like, I like ostensibly, if there's no like future love in the house for you, like cut or crush, you go home, but Davon gets to stay as the mayor of the house. Like there's no potential.
I think maybe, and who knows if producers were concerned about this at the beginning of the season, but they're like, well, a lot of our people that have personalities don't have real relationships. We're just bringing them in here to kind of just stir the pot and get everyone else going. And if we get rid of them with this cut or crush thing, we're going to have a bunch of duds in the house like freaking Bryce and Elias and just people that don't add anything to this show. Did you see Elias's neck today? He has like a barcode on, like a scanning barcode, like you would scan. I'm like, I really want to know, if you scan that, what would pop up? Does it mean something? It must. Does it go somewhere? Does it scan for a freaking can of peas? Like, what is it for?
I like it. I like it. We'll have.
You're into the barcode.
I mean, I don't know. Into's a little like strong.
You appreciate the.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Of all the like neck tattoos.
If it went, I want to know what it goes to. Like if you scan it with like a Target scanner, like you would scan a Target.
Right. Or
does it actually work?
A QR thing. That would be really
cool.
Well,
a QR would be funny if you actually held up your phone to his neck.
Yeah. I'll say I'm into it. Like not
you're intrigued by it. You want to know what it does. It doesn't have any special powers, right?
Exactly.
So
and
the beginning,
I kind of like him. Sorry. I mean,
okay.
Him is a strong word too, but
right.
I don't think necessarily. Well, we'll get in. I don't know.
Well, I mean, they show a preview for next week where him and Raneen get in a fight about something. We don't know what it's about, but she's basically saying that he's probably not the greatest guy. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. But yeah. So as we just talked about, Ricky and Kat, that's the only ex that comes up on the beach. Kat is talking about one of the lines I thought was funny. She was trying to like say her intro, and then she kind of messed it up. And she goes, "Oh, it's so hard to remember when you're blonde." My comment was, "Well, you're not a real blonde. So even if that's a stereotype, you just dyed your hair. So you're a brunette that can't remember stuff. Let's just be real here." Right. And yeah, they met at a Chippendales show. That's their background. I guess she went to his show. Who the hell knows? I mean, I think she'd already appeared on Big Brother, I assume.
Yeah, I saw her Big Brother season.
No, I mean, before she met Pretty Ricky, did she had already appeared on reality TV?
Yeah, because the Big Brother she was on was like a season or two ago.
Okay, so then, yeah, and then that probably was aired right around the little after, same time as the double shot season 2.
They met in the CBS family of MT. I'm sure it was. I don't think it was two random strangers that were on CBS.
I feel like, it's like, we're gonna have a CBS night at Chippendales. Let's have all the reality stars come out. I mean, I feel like it was set. I mean, all this whole show, and we're gonna get into it coming up. This whole the Shack of Secrets thing. Oh my God, I can't wait to tell you how fake I think this is. But all right, well, what happens next? A bunch of small talks, a bunch of vignettes, as I like to call them, about absolutely nothing. David and Danny talk. We find out David really likes Kira over Danny. Oh, we already knew that. Kat and Ricky talk.
Entirely clear about that to her. He makes it seem like I'm not sure. He basically says like, I care about both of you. That conversation sort of concludes with her saying, all right, well, like if you put effort forth, I'll be into it. Like he's saying sort of like, I'm not sure to her.
I mean, I get, maybe it's because I'm a guy and I've possibly been around it or said some things like this in my past where I think he's just trying not to hurt her feelings.
Of
And I think that's
course.
all it was.
But if you're the girl and I've been there, you hear what you want to hear.
You hear what you, yeah.
Right. Which is, I'm not sure. I like you both. I care about you, which in guy world means I'm not into you, which in girl world means, well, you still care about me. Like
it's communication all the way. I mean, people always miscommunicate. So, so Stacy and I, we talk and we communicate really well, but every once in a while via text, we miscommunicate. And I have a great example, and I just thought of it now. I ran to Target and I go, hey, do you need anything? Because I'm always, whatever you need, I'll get for you, no problem. And she goes, oh, I want the cotton pads to wipe your makeup off.
Yes.
And she likes like the premium circle ones, but they only had the premium oval ones. So I sent her a picture of the oval ones. And I said, would these still work for you? Or do you only want the circle ones? And she texts back, that's okay. Okay.
Oh, I think she means skip it. Forget it. That's
no, I thought she meant skip it. She meant like, that's okay. Like, that's good.
Oh, like, yes, please. Right.
And I took it as like, that's okay. Like, I'll wait till they come in stock. Classic miscommunication. So she gets home that night and I always leave stuff on the kitchen counter that I get for her, like when she needs it. And she either texted me or she's like, oh, where are those cotton pads you were getting me or whatever? I was like, oh, you wrote that's okay. She goes, no, I meant that's okay. And it was like a whole funny, and we laughed about it because it's so silly how it's like such a weird thing, how you can miscommunicate that. And I feel like that's what David and Danny were doing tonight. It's like a clear, just a miscommunication. She's clearly trying to let her off, but she's taking it as there's a silver lining here and I have a chance still, when the door was closed as far as I'm concerned.
Yes. So that is really funny because I took it the way you took it. Like, yes, get those would be, yes, those are good. Like, yes, get those.
Right.
Like,
and she wrote, that's okay. So I was like,
I'll pass.
Right. It's so silly. I know. I love it. I love that kind of stuff.
Right. But yeah, that's okay. Works too. Like, though I get it now too, but I would have
for sure
been like, okay, that's okay is the negative, not the affirmative. Like, yes, that works.
Right. I said, Stace, you got to put a yes in front of that's okay. Right. Yes, that's okay. Then, yes, okay, I get those.
Yeah, yes, get those. It's funny because Luke and I will have that where I'm like, do you mean that's okay? Well, I'll ask and he gets frustrated with me and I'm like, I don't know. Like, I want to get you what you want, but I don't know. Like, he'll reply, if we were in that situation, I'd be like, that's okay. You want me to get, yes, I want those. Or that's okay. No, don't get them. And he's like, what don't you get? Like, it'll turn into I'm like, please just tell me yes or no.
Yes or no.
Like,
yeah.
Thumbs up or thumbs down. Like,
that'll work too. Right. Yeah. Send me an emoji.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Send me an emoji. I'm trying to, but he'll then get that's where our arguments, then he'll be like, why are you not understanding me? And I'm like, I don't know. I just need clarification. And he gets frustrated. Okay. Anyway.
So let's get to the white party. The white party happens. A lot of little things happen here. Nothing too crazy besides the Bryce situation. I mean, I don't know why when you're starting to get to know someone, you think it'd be appropriate to grind up on them and give them a lap dance. I especially like, can you not read the room or read the vibe that Nicole's giving out, even before she said any of this, where she wants to take it slow? If I was talking to a female, I'm pretty sure I'd know if she wanted to go hop on the fast and get in the fast lane with me, or, hop in a carpool and take or actually that would be the fast lane, or go to the right side of the whole thing and just go in the slow lane. I feel like I would know, but he does not. And yeah.
He is in Bryce land, which is connected to just his boat and him, I guess. Like, that's who lives in Bryce land. And he does not read the room, but again, I'd be surprised if he had a real ex. That's what I'm like, an ex. Like, he's such a tool that it's hard to even.
Well, it's like, but then again, do any of these people have real exes? Who are they bringing in for these people besides Vernin's ex-husband, who was definitely a real ex, Right, like even Dave Vaughn's Jamar guy, he wasn't a real ex.
He's not a real ex. A lot of these aren't real exes, but they're real connections. Like with Nicole and her, at least they have a real relationship. It wasn't a romantic relationship. They've been friends for a long time. Like
Ray,
I have a hard time imagining Bryce connecting with any human person. Same with Danny and David and Arise and Mike. Like, whether they're like gonna have a real relationship or not.
Yeah,
they have a connection and a genuine something for one another, affinity or affection.
Right.
Uh, yeah, it's just funny. Like he's just again, I'm also biased because I saw him on another show where this was the case. Everyone was like, he lives on a boat. Like that's it. Like that's all. He's going further with Nicole than he ever went on with anyone on Too Hot to Handle because I think he just got booted off by this point.
Yeah.
Like, and
That's
Nicole,
so crazy too, because he came in as a single, correct? They could
yeah,
have picked someone with like a bet. Why did they pick him? Like, why? Who the hell's his management team? Because I need to get on that bandwagon. Because what the hell? How the hell are they like, oh yeah, Bryce is going to be a great fit. He's got such a great personality. He's the boat boy. Like, oh, everyone's going to love this. America's going to love to watch this guy. I don't get how they choose some of their reality stars, and I just feel like this is a total miss. I don't see this at all.
again, I feel like the first 5 phone calls had COVID or something. Or
So,
we're like,
right?
not okay to travel. And he was like, I'm here. I'm in wherever.
I can get there on my boat. I won't catch COVID.
Right. I'm already here. I'm vaccinated. I've got my, like his paperwork was in hand when they.
I'm isolated on a boat. No one comes near me. I just anchor this thing about 500 feet off the coast of Marina Del Rey.
Yeah.
It ain't bothering me. I know it's ridiculous.
Really funny. I don't know because it's like Bryce isn't going to happen. It like you're not going to make Bryce happen. Poor Nicole, I feel like just doesn't really have, a lot of any other options. She seems like a nice. I like her.
I do too. I liked her from the start. I thought she seemed like a genuine person who just had a crush on a friend and got kind of screwed over.
Yeah, she seems like cute and nice. He's just so weird. Also bad. Like the lap dance, just painful on every front. Like not at all sexy, not at all enjoyable, even in a goofy way. Like even in a funny, if you're just like not a real stripper and you're doing.
No, he took it serious. He took it seriously, and he's not a real stripper. Ricky even jokes when he does the stripping. He's always having a food. I think they did a strip thing in one of the other episodes. He was having fun with it, but he was goofing around. He wasn't doing like the serious. Like this dude was legitimately trying to turn this girl on when she is not into that. Yeah,
not into it. I dare I say anyone is. I think for women, most male stripper things are more fun and goofy than actually any sort of like, you might be like, oh, he looks good, but like I do think it's just whatever. We don't need to get into the biology of women and men, but I challenge you to give a lot of women that have gotten a lap dance and been sincerely aroused. So in failing at that, at least you want to be sincerely entertaining.
And
it might be eye candy. I'm not saying it's not fun to look at a guy like it, but it's like, no, I'm not sitting in front of a bunch of people having some guy gyrating on me. Like that's not what does it for girls. So it's like, yeah, no. So at least be goofy, but like to sit there and pretend like, oh yeah, it's like, oh, it's like so. I just feel so bad for her.
Yeah, and she did her thing though. She brought it up immediately after. She sat him down and told him how it was. So that good for her on that. We get our first message in the bottle next. And the announcer guy says, or the card says, oh, you, David and Kira, you guys, sparks are flying between you two. We need to get you guys on a date. I'm like, sparks? You mean like that little freaking 4th of July thing that burns out real quick that you hold in your hand, a sparkler? How about a sparkler?
Yeah, a candle that you can't, like the trick candles that blow out by themselves before
I am not seeing these sparks at all, but they go on what I like to call a pre-planned scripted date where they are told, hey, at the end, could you please at least give us a kiss? Like the producers, before they go sit down at that table, I swear to you, those producers say, hey, look, this is like one of your dates. We need you guys to show each other that you like each other. And at the end, just a kiss, doesn't have to be a huge kiss, but can you kiss at the end so we have something to freaking put on this stupid show? And that's all. That's what I think it is 100%. But whatever. That's what it was for me.
I am a little biased because I've seen Kira on another show into someone. And she was into, I think, of like 2 or, she had phases where she was with different people, and she is not shy. She is not like, oh, I'm so nervous around you because I like you so much. Like that's all she ever gives him is like, oh wow, this is making me nervous, giggle, giggle, like trying so hard
Because because if she was really feeling it, she just dive right in.
to
Let me
give
ask you,
something. Yeah.
what show was she on? Was she on Too Hot to Handle?
She
No.
was on Too Hot to Handle.
Oh, okay.
And I really like her. I don't remember all the particulars, but she was like intimate quickly with, not intimate sexually, but like into, like there's clearly a pull. She's a very sort of
Yeah.
engaging, like we're seeing him go, I love her, I love her, I love her, but there's nothing on her side, and he doesn't. It's like you love her like you like, starbursts. Like I don't know, like, oh yeah, I want that.
Tastes good and then it's gone.
Right, exactly. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
It's so hard and awkward. And not only that, but she's like, yeah, and when my ex comes, who I have like a real relationship with,
I'm gonna dump your ass.
Him.
Clearly, her and Emily next week are gonna rekindle things. Both very attractive females, by the way. I don't blame them for wanting to get together. Good for them on that front. So we have that happen, but then we also get the second message in the bottle, and this is where it gets outrageously dumb to me, because everyone can just, well, Danny leaves the room because she gets the message to go down to the Shack of Secrets, but then the screen comes on the totem pole thing and they get to watch Danny watch them, but everyone just gets to watch it. And it's not just for Danny to see. The whole cast gets to watch it. So it's so dumb. And so now we're going to put Danny in a basement, a dungeon by herself, where she has no one to comfort her when she sees someone in David who we think that she still likes kiss someone else, and she has to go through that by herself instead of having at least someone rubbing her shoulder or something. Hey, it's going to be okay. Do you want to talk about this? That was so stupid. I was over that shit.
I agree 1,000,000%. I didn't even think about that. Clearly, everyone in the cast, including Kira, who seems to care more than David at all, likes Danny. She's obviously a nice person that everyone has respect for. So why would you make her sit alone? Because everyone's like, oh, Danny, like that's so painful. Yes, it's obviously so. The producers are obviously, they're like, do you like each other? Yes, I like you a lot. What Danny watched, kiss, kiss. Whatever. I mean, I guess it got the message across, but it was so silly that she had to be alone. It would have been more dramatic if she watched it with everybody.
What if they didn't kiss? That's why I think the kiss was pre-planned and said, hey, we need you to kiss on this date. I don't care when you do it. Find a time to just do a peck on the, we need something, because they don't know that Danny, maybe they just, no, they wouldn't say that Danny's watching, because then that might throw David off a little bit. But like,
I don't think David cares at all. Literally.
Yeah, at the same point though, it's like, they must know that they're watching them on their date, these pre-planned bullshit dates that have somehow bled onto the challenge, where we have to see those pre-planned dates, like when Casey did it for Nani. I'm like, this is so friggin' stupid, man.
Oh my goodness.
Like, let there be some realness to reality TV. There used to be.
Yeah. No, this was stupid all around. I felt bad for I felt bad for Danny. David, who again I think is a sweet, nice person, somewhere in there just seems so immature, like beyond the way he behaves with Kira too. He's just like a fourth grader. I don't know. I can't take any of it seriously. It's like,
no, I mean, yeah, it doesn't feel, no, I mean, like I said, Ricky and Darren are really the only ones that feel somewhat real to me. The rest just feel like,
and Arise and Mike seem real, but we haven't gotten anything.
We haven't gotten a little more. Yeah, we need to get a little deeper with them. Like, they do sleep next to each other at night. We saw that, but besides that, nothing. I said I compared this scene to two porno actors acting. Like, it just clearly, I felt like it was crappy acting between the two of them, trying to show that they have some type of connection, so that when her ex comes in, there could be some tension, but there's not going to be. She's going to go right to Emily. There's no way David has a chance. He just doesn't.
Not at all. Not at all. And again, set up and payoff. I came in hot and heavy for the Danny and Mike story. Not Danny, sorry, David and Mike story that I thought would go somewhere from the first episode, where the only time we've seen the spark of life in him, like Frank, like, the only time he got plugged in was when he was with Mike, and then that became nothing too. Oh, and I was like, if you have another guy tell the girl you're trying to hit on your penis size, something's not right there. There was the moment where he's cuddling with Karen.
Hey, Mike, like, Mike, you know about my penis size, right, bro?
right? Like, oh yeah, like that's if my husband had another guy chime in to reassure me his penis was a good, I'd be like, all right, I'm out of this situation.
I mean, it's hard to say because I mean, I guess like growing up, me and my guy friends, we just changed in front of each other, like because we were boys. So in
Right, but
theory, you could like see it, but like I don't think I'd be like, "Yo, bro, tell this girl that it's not that small." I
well,
don't know.
that's
I need to
the
do
thing,
that. But
sure. I think the sexual fluidity is sexier. Like, oh, we cannot, like someone in here. No, but it was so immature that it seemed more like guys in a locker room tell her it's big. Whereas it would have been more attractive if he showed any like sexual competence and was like, I don't know. So, I've been around. People know what I can do with this thing.
I
But no,
was he
it was
just trying?
like,
Was he trying to be humble and just say he had a small penis so that she can be pleasantly surprised when it's like average
I
size?
don't know what he was doing. Like, I honestly,
Like you said, he's like a fourth grader, so he's being like, "Ooh, I have a pee.
right.
I know how to use it."
I think he wanted her to be like, let me see. Like, let me get in there. I
Right,
don't
but
think
she
that
wasn't going like because he said he was naked under the blanket,
right.
which we still don't know if that's true. And she like they never showed her like taking a peek. So
Right. She acted the way you would act if your sister was like, you'd be like, are you really weird? Like, that's the way, like, oh, you are neat. Like, not like,
neat.
are right. Like, ooh, la la. Like, it didn't have the desired effect. Yeah, no, she is like tolerating him at best and
Well, what
amused
I
and
thought was
tolerant.
interesting, which brought me back to college, was when they made the mega bed together and they could hear them kissing all night. I'm like, God, that is me in college. You hear your
Ew.
roommate kissing all night, and you're just like, oh God. Not that I was a non-guilty party as well at points too, I'm sure. But yeah, that's college right there. You're just like trying to sleep and your roommate's kissing someone and you're
Ew.
like, I can't
You
go
don't
to
want,
bed.
but at least they try and be, like, oh, so lame. I don't know, like, because they were probably just doing pecks. That's probably why it sounded that way. It's like who makes? Ugh, I don't know.
People
Yeah, the
make
whole
no
thing is
Pamela, I hate that people make noise when they kiss.
no, but not like that. Did you hear that? It was like,
Yeah, like Pam, I told you it reminded me of college. I'm pretty sure I've heard multiple roommates of mine
yeah,
kissing away.
I don't know. They weren't doing it right. No.
All right.
uh,
Okay, so there was that. Then you get Message in a Bottle 3, which is next. And that's when Bryce and Nicole get to go on a date parasailing, which I'm honestly thinking Nicole thought the best part of that date was the parasailing.
parasailing, right? And like, thank God we're like parallel, and he can't grope me while we're like
Yeah, and
up
at
in the
least we got to
air.
do something cool like parasailing. So we set up a table for you. Now go eat at it and talk about your non-real feelings for this person. At least I got to do a fun activity. She's like, hey, at least I
Right.
got that's probably a $500 value I just got for free. So hell
Oh,
yeah.
100%. She was like, that was good. That was fun. We got to do something. Like, instead of him just like groping her, because even that back at the house, that at the day, she's like, yeah, not into you. Let's take it slow.
Yeah, so he's like,
He's
"Who you
like
come sleep in
all
my bed
over
tonight?" She's
her.
like, "I'll
Yeah,
stay
like
with the
kissing
girls."
her neck. She's like, no. Like again, tolerating. I'd be like, back your face away from me, dude.
But see, you wouldn't even like show interest in him like Pam. He wouldn't even want to keep pursuing you because you just be like, back the half away from me. Well, he's like, well, then there's really no, she's at least giving him a little of a
little, but again, this is the girl. I'm like, as a girl, you should like read between the lines, like what David was saying to Danny. This is a good he said, she said moment. You're saying, even though I'm saying I could see Danny interpreting it, now you could see him like, well, he's being moderately encouraged. I'm like, no, that's the nice girl way of being like, get the fuck away from me. Like, she's giving almost nothing.
well,
Like, as
but now we
little
have
as possible.
now we have this other pre-planned walk where if you're looking at their faces, they're like golden orange because behind the cameraman are those big lights that they'll use and they're shining them right on them. And it's so ridiculous. It doesn't even look real. It looks like it's like a movie set. They got the lights on them. If you notice, there's like a little place where they go and sit and it's just like a rock wall, but there's a strategically placed blanket right where they decide to sit down, and it made me laugh so hard. I'm like, this show is so fake. They didn't even choose a place to sit. They're like, there was rock, blanket, rock, and they sat right on the blanket. I'm like, this is so dumb. Like, God damn it. So
well, I
yeah,
can say
on.
they did not give the same courtesy to Kat when Pretty Ricky was like, sit right there. I was like, her poor butt in like a bikini. It's like a jagged rock.
And that's what I said last week to who was sitting on those rocks and their relationship was on the rock. I said, was it Renan?
Maybe
I don't
Nicole.
know,
came. Yeah.
Oh, it was when Nicole and Ray sat down. They sat on those jagged ass rocks. I'm like,
yeah.
I think they were flat, but they were still like rocky. I'm like, who wants to sit
Give
on that
a
shit?
girl a chair. Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
like,
why did it be? If you want to be so natural about it, you can put the blanket down because you're so unnatural about all this shit. But no, they made them sit on
yeah.
rocks. But today they got a blanket. Maybe Nicole after last week said, "Hey, I need a blanket this week, guys. Please,
Yeah.
producers, help me out. My ass can't sit on rocks anymore." They have what seems to be a kind of a whatever conversation, and then they do kiss at the end of it again. I think producers like, "Hey, we need you to show some affection, so please give a peck at least." And it was so lame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, I feel like in her head, like if there was like pop up, it'd be like, oh God, make it quick, make
If
it quick.
any other man shows up in this house that she has any interest in, there's no way Bryce is surviving this. It's
No, I'm ready
ridiculous.
for him to go back to his boat in the ocean.
Yeah. But with everything said in this episode, the only thing I was like, I can give Ricky props for not going after the catnip. That's all I got.
Sure. And again, it was like, again, they had Davon, the mayor of the house, trying to like egg that on a little bit, like, oh, Kat gets what she
Yeah.
wants and she's gonna, and it was like, Davon, you're the only one that's like making us maybe think that he's at all.
I know. And like producers are probably like, hey, Davon, can you go over there and just stir the pot? Because Ricky and Darren are together right now. You need to go tell them what Kat said to him on the beach. Cause I bet Ricky's not telling her. It's like,
right. It's like, oh.
That was interesting too. Like, why did Davon feel and now are her and Kat, or not her and Kat, are her and Darren really good friends? Maybe, but isn't that something that you could have said to Darren separately? Yes. So what I thought was producers told her to go over there so that Ricky can kind of sit in his own mess but then there was Ricky put a squash to it.
No drama. Like he didn't seem, it's just like not even.
They tried to. They said, oh, Ricky's trying to downplay this. I'm like, is he though? I mean, he is definitely saying that he doesn't want to be with Kat, but why does that have to mean that he's a guilty party and wants to go after Kat?
It doesn't at all. And in reality, we know that the reality is probably they went out one night, hooked up. She thinks he's cute and is like, sure, I'm down to hook up with him again if it works out. Like, it's not like I love you.
And supposedly this is the girl that he did not tell Darren about when they were in their open relationship. That we did get that truth. That is the girl. That is one of the reasons that him and Darren supposedly did not work out. Because we talked about that last week.
Yes. Or that he wasn't like whatever. Again, at this point in time, it's like, okay, nope, that one failed. There's no drama there. He likes Darren. And I'm rooting for those two now. I like them.
Yeah, I hope that those are the only two that I would say I'm rooting for as far as like, let's see. But then again, Kat lives in New Jersey and obviously Ricky lives in Vegas. So that's not.
Darren lives in New Jersey.
Oh, who'd I say?
Kat.
Oh yeah, Darren lives in Jersey with her cats. Ha ha ha. And yeah, Ricky lives in Vegas doing a show. That's not an easy relationship. Long distance is not that I've done like 2 hours. I've done like a 2 hour and it wasn't even a real thing. It was kind of like an open, kind of open, whatever you want to call it. It wasn't like that. It was 2 hours away. That's not going to happen.
Guess what? Atlantic City has Chippendales too. He can move to New Jersey.
He doesn't want to be in the poor man's Vegas.
I will have to figure that out. Maybe they can move to Pittsburgh or something.
Pittsburgh. The hell's in the Penguins? The Pirates?
Middle. What's in the middle of the country?
Missouri.
They can move to Missouri.
And yeah, that'll be fun for both of them.
Yep.
All right. Well, that is your episode. The totem pole, as we know, happens. Darren, Bryce, and Kira are down there waiting to see, and we only know Emily's. I guarantee it's only Emily, but like I said, all three of them got to come back. That's what all three of them got to get in there, get all X's, 3 X's new to add to the house.
Okay.
I still hate the way that people just randomly leave the show. Oh, Danny's leaving because it didn't work out with her and David. Well, why can't she just stick around and try to hook up with other people? But that doesn't make sense because there's like it. They used to have reasons for having people go, well, I have no other connections in the house. Plus the connection I thought I had didn't like me. So now I'm getting voted out of the house. Now it's like, I can leave whenever I want. It's like, it's just so dumb. There's like nothing to it.
Well, they're making it sound like a personal choice, but then Arise kind of slipped. She's like, and then she was evicted from the house, like, I don't think it's as much as like Danny saw that and was like, I have my resolution. I shall leave. I think the producers are like, you're out, new one's in, and they just kind of
I think that's all. I don't think I don't think Danny had a choice to stay or not. I think producer said, hey, that was the end scene, and then she left.
Scene. And let's give Bryce his and scene.
Right. When does Bryce well, Bryce will get one. Well, actually, no one's coming in for Nicole, so he's got another week with Nicole to get to know her. Try to convince her that he's not this loser that lives on a boat. Oh, my boat's about as big as a swimming pool. Can we see that? How big that swimming pool is? It's a yacht. We gotta find a picture of his boat online. There's got to be, because if we go to Instagram. If I go to Bryce's Instagram, I bet I can find his yacht right now.
I bet I loved Aries too. She's the best in terms of her one-liner. She's like, yeah, I've been to Marina Del Rey. I'm not that impressed. Like, I like Marina Del Rey,
How
but
big
it's
could
like,
it possibly be?
Right. Like, it's not the whole boat. Like, he's got a big boat. He's got a really big boat. Let's hear about your boat. That was funny.
Yeah. Is his last name? Oh my God, I totally found him.
I don't know.
All right, I found his last name is Hirschberg.
Oh God.
And all right, is this his boat?
Is he from Long Island?
I mean, so Bryce. This is him. It says Marina Del Rey, and he said, oh, no,
nope,
my
nothing.
phone can't show. Oh, from far away. It looks like a pretty decent.
It's a fisheye picture, though. Like, you can't. Fuck off, Bryce Hirschberg. We can't.
That is true. It is a fisheye.
Yeah, no. Oh, I've been fooled.
And the best part is, it's all him and dudes on a boat. No girls on his boat. Oh, he's dog on a boat, but no, it's all these. It's him and a bunch of dudes. Look at him with this guy.
Oh no,
just
Bryce
being
Hirschberg,
creepy dudes on his boat. Yeah,
gross.
I can't stand this dude. Anyways, okay, so that is episode 6, Seeing is Believing, of X on the Beach.
Mm-hmm.
For all of our patrons now, and if you're not a patron, hop onto our Patreon, because right now we're going to talk about Real World Homecoming, the first 3 episodes. So if you haven't watched the first 3 episodes, you might want to
pause.
You might want to pause on
join Patreon.
Yeah, pause, watch the 3 episodes, go to our Patreon and check it out. So for all of our non-patrons, we will see you next week for All Stars season 3.
And if you want to become a Patreon, it's $1.
It's $1 a month. I'll put the link in the bio below right here on YouTube, but all you have to do is type in patreon.com/The Challenge Aftershow. I was able to get that. I was able to get it. It comes, type it into your little www bar. It comes right up. It's our faces with Nelson.
And Nelly.
All right. We'll see y'all. We'll see y'all over at Patreon. Bye.
Thank you.